If you have ever been to the Middle East, you will see that cologne is not just, whatever. Cologne in the Middle East is a way of life. Now, I've traveled a lot. I traveled a lot in my life, since I left high school back in the day or whatever. But it's something about being in the Middle East. I'm in Saudi Arabia, and cologne is everything. Every single day, you're going to smell so many variations of perfume, cologne, whether you go to the hospital, whether you're in the elevator, whether you're walking down the hall at work, whether you just passing by somebody outside. The wind is going to catch that cologne and it's going to give you a moment of pause. And you're going to say to yourself, what is that? Now, sometimes you might just walk on by and just admire the smell. But then there's going to be those sometimes where you're like, yo, hold on. This smells really good. And you will tell yourself, I got to go ask this person. What are they wearing? And let me tell you how friendly they are, especially here in Saudi. And I think it was that way in Kuwait too, where I was at before. But if you put all of this in, so as I just said, I'm in Saudi Arabia right now. And yesterday I was walking at work and I saw somebody up ahead of me and they was walking towards me. So I was maybe about 30 yards away from this individual and the wind was blowing. So as I was walking, as I said, when you out walking or wherever, restaurants, bathrooms, like I haven't seen the other day that they got Pacific cologne just for the hands. I was blown away. But anyway, so I'm walking towards this individual yesterday and the smell is so amazing, but he's on the phone. So I'm like, okay, I can't just stop the individual. I can't just stop him and say, hey, what are you wearing? I can't just do that. That would be kind of rude. So I'm on my way to go meet some people to talk about work and like stuff like that. So I continue to even walking towards him, walking next to him, and then walking past him. That smell just carried, just because the smell is so good. So I conduct my business where I was at, or whatever. So I said, so I left. So on my way walking back, which is in the same direction that I came, guess who I see? I seen him off in the distance and I was like, that's him. So I want to take this time out before I go any further and just say, give a huge shout out to, and I want to say his name right. And my apologies. I'm not the best at pronouncing names, but I'm going to work on it and I'm going to get better. So I want to pronounce his name the correct way. And his name is Rakan Habari. And the spelling would be in the video. So you'll be able to see the spelling. But I stopped him. And this is where things got funny at right here. I stopped him. I said, excuse me, sir. I said, I just have a question for you. So I don't know if I rattled him or what. He's in the military as well. I'm not in the military. I'm a civilian, but I stopped him and I said, excuse me. And there's not a big language barrier, but there's a smaller language barrier a little bit. So I asked him, I said, excuse me, I'm just wondering what kind of cologne do you have on? So I don't know if he was like expecting me to like ask that question. Like I said, there was a little language barrier because I had to kind of like, it smells good, your cologne, what do you have on? And he said, oh, okay, okay. So then he started understanding me a little bit more. Once again, I just stopped this stranger, just walking past and I just stopped him. So of course he might have been a little startled or whatever, but I introduced myself and I told him I told him my name, Mike, and I told him where I worked at and everything. And so I was like, what is that? And so he told me. And I was like, first I didn't understand what he said, but then he told me again. And it's funny because my brother had actually talked to me about the name that I mentioned. My brother the night before, Charles, had just spoken to me about it. He said, hey man, check out this cologne. And let me tell you, I don't care where you go in the Middle East, man. You can just be flying through a airport in the Middle East. And unless you just got too much pride to acknowledge that somebody has on some cologne that smells like fire, it's dope. So the malls, everywhere, just cologne, cologne, cologne. It's everywhere. And you'd be surprised. A lot of the things is not really very expensive as well. Now, there's some cologne out there that's really, really expensive. But let me get back to the story. So I'm talking to him and I'm like, I'm getting my phone out because I was getting ready to, I was gonna write down the name of the cologne that he was wearing. And he was like, yeah, this is the cologne that I'm wearing and everything like that. And I'm like, it smells so good. I said, can I have the name so I can go get it? He looks at me and says, you like it? And I was like, yes, it smells really good. He said, no problem, my friend. You can have it. He just looked at me and says, no problem. You can have it. Come with me. And so we start walking. He said, come with me to my car. So we start walking and everything. He was like, I forgot. It's not in my car. It's at home. He said, so I will go get it. He said, I'll bring it to work for you tomorrow. How about that? And I was like, I was like, no, 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 no. I said, I just want to buy it. He said, no. He said, and this is the media, the TV gives the Middle East a lot of times a bad name because they associate it with violence and all this kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, it is some of the most kindest people in the world that you would ever meet. They will open up their arms to you. They will open up their house to you. Co-workers are really, really good people. I mean, Ali, Abdul Rahman, both of those guys, AB, those guys are so awesome to me at work. So he tells me, he said, no, you can have it. And I'm like, okay, because sometimes when people offer you stuff from overseas, sometimes it can be disrespectful to say no. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. And so yesterday I had off from work. Matter of fact, it was 2 days ago when this actually happened. I was off yesterday, so he texted me yesterday morning. He said, "Hey, are you on base today?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It was an issue at work, so we working from home." He was like, "No problem. I'll bring it to you tomorrow." So I said, "Okay, no problem." So this morning he texted me and asked me if I was at work, and I said, "Yes, I'm at work, and this is the building that I'm in, and this is my office number." He said, "No problem." He said, "I'm on my way." So I said, "Okay." So I sat back at my desk, and about 15 minutes later, a knock at the door at my office, and we said come in. So I figured it was him because he didn't come right in. So I opened the door and he had a package for me. And I was like, whoa. I'm thinking he's gonna. I don't know what's in the box. It could be. I don't know what's in the box. So I wanted to record it because I wanted to say thank you, Rakeem Allah Harabari. Yeah, I hope I said that right. I butchered it, and I'm so sorry. I definitely got to do better with my names. But he brought this to me, and I thought that I would open it up and share it. His kindness, it was just like I said, "Hey, come in the office." He said, "No, no, no, it's yours. I have to go." I think he's a pilot. I'm not. He had on his flight suit. So I'm not completely sure. But I just met him. Like you don't see this in the States very often. You you just don't see this in the States. So I thought I don't know what's in the package and everything. And even my Saudi coworker was like, "Whoa, like what did you do?" And I was like, "Nothing. I just met the guy, in passing, and I told him that his cologne smells really good, and he told me he would bring me something. So I'm gonna open it up just to see exactly what it is." So the packaging is really good. The reef, like I said, man, like they come. I mean, like I just asked just to get a name of the bottle of the cologne so I could buy it. But this right here, so this is the gift wrapping is from it's from a place called Reef, as you can see right here. Put that up, and my coworkers actually told me, "Wow, that's a good place to buy cologne from." And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if I heard of it before, but like I said earlier, it's so many different places to buy cologne out here. I mean, it's endless. You a person, and here's the thing about here versus other places, especially the states. When you go to the states, I went to a store in the states and I asked if I can spray cologne on me. They looked at me like I was crazy. Said, "No, you're not allowed to spray that. Not at all." Here in the Middle East, honestly, you don't even have to buy cologne or perfume because everywhere you go at, spray it. And then if you put a little bit on, they're like, "Put some more on. See how it smells on you." So they actually encourage you to actually put on cologne and try it out. So you can go to the store and try different cologne 7 days a week if you want to. Go home and take a shower and go back out and put more cologne on. So you never truly have to buy cologne because it's so much. So I'm going to see if I can. I don't necessarily want to be out of the camera, but I guess, I got to figure out how to do this, but that's okay if my head is cut off. So I'm going to unbox this right here. I never expected this, bro. Like I was blown away with the kindness of it. So I don't have my other light on because it gives a shadow and everything. So let me see. Actually, that ain't too bad. I can actually do that. Yeah. Okay. So it's not as bad as I thought it was. So this is the box right here, and so I'm gonna start doing more to this. I just put out some videos as well for some cologne, but like, and let me tell you guys something. The box smells good. All right. So once again, this is, you know what I'm saying? This is a good ribbon right here. So I definitely keep this right here just as a keepsake, as a memory of his kindness. But let's see what's inside the box. So let me do this. I guess I should probably just break it open or whatever. So it's professionally wrapped. Now they think that he actually went out and brought me some. I'm not gonna go that far. It should just be the used one that he had at home. You see, we're gonna open this up for a second. Guys, it is brand new. It's not even open. This is not the one you see. So this is called Ver- Viridian right here. Viridian right here. That's now I gotta open it. I didn't expect this. I really did not expect this at all. Thank you so much for this gift. Like, wow, I did not expect this whatsoever. This is crazy. All right, let's see. I don't know how to open it. I don't, let me see if you. My goodness, people, look at this. Dude, put that right there. Let me see if I can put it right here. So you guys, so there's a little like little Viridian in it, and it's from I think it's made by Jordi Fernandez. Unveil your inner allure with our luxurious fragrance and stunning symphony of fresh jasmine, blossoming florals, and musk. Experience a scent that captivates, empowers, and lingers all day long. So that's the guy who actually made it right here. See if I can put that up there like that. Yeah. And on the back, the top notes are almond, blossom, clementine, and cyclamen. Heart notes are jasmine, peony. Look, I'm not a big cologne person, so excuse me for this. Jasmine, peony, amaryllis, and base notes are vanilla, amber, and white musk. Man, dude, I'm so blown away. And the bottles over here are exquisite. Like this is unbelievable. So it's a slick bottle right here, and the reef has a little grid on it, so you can feel it and you can actually rub it. So let me take off this top right here. Smells good. Oof. And now I would try it. Yes, let me try this. I'm only gonna put on a little bit because this is for a special occasion from a special friend. Okay, so it must be. There you go. So oh, it smells good. Guys, Reef, Viridian, from a special gift, a very special gift that I would always be appreciative and thankful of. Thank you so much for your kindness. Man, it smells so good. Now, one thing about being overseas as well, too, something that you don't see in the States a lot, like a lot of the perfume and cologne and stuff, a lot of it, you can find it for females, you can find it for males, but a lot of cologne and or perfume, um, as we call it back home, smell good. It is it's unisex. I don't know if this is a I'm not sure if this is a unisex or not, but it smells so good. And look, I only sprayed one bit of it. I don't want to spray no more of it. This is not a special occasion, but it smells so good. And I'm really, really happy. I should have took my logo off the screen. Probably should have took that off. Too late now, but I do sports videos too on YouTube for the Loyal BBN Fan Show. As you guys can see the sticker, but this is really, really this is awesome. And this is something that a moment that I'll always remember. And I just want to say that I'm very appreciative of the hospitality that I'm receiving here in Saudi Arabia. Everyone's been extremely kind to me. And, I'm just appreciative. So, Rakan Al Habari, thank you. Thank you for your kindness. And I appreciate it. Until next time, don't forget to hit that like button for Mike's Travel Fun. Might change that name of it. When I look at it, there's a lot of Mike's Travels out there. I might actually, matter of fact, if you watch the video and if you maybe come up with another name, because I won't be traveling to like other countries and like stuff like that to be able to capture some film and like stuff like that while I'm over here in this part of the world. But if you have a idea for a new name that fits the channel a little bit more, please do so and let me know. Until next time, take it easy and thank you.